Let's stay with the court since rape-accused Pastor Timothy Omotoso has wrapped up his testimony following cross-examination by the state in the Eastern Cape High Court in Gqeberha. Omotoso was the first witness to be called by the defence, and he and his co-accused Zukiswa, Sitho and Lusanda Solani are facing a string of charges including racketeering, trafficking in persons for sexual purposes, rape and sexual assault. SABC News reporter Lerato Fekisi is following this particular case and joins us live now. Lerato, certainly when you listen to and even read some of what is coming out from that courtroom, it's actually quite startling details. I mean, he talks about the fact that sometimes he would ask these young girls to massage his feet, but it never became sexual. What else has he said?
Absolutely. I think of all that was said today inside court, I think that was the most alarming, that so much so that Judge Omar Skuman kept on reiterating that, so Pastor Omotoso, you would actually ask the ladies to massage your feet, and to that he answered, yes, I would ask them to massage my feet after a long day of prayer and fasting and teach them music. I'd ask them for massage, and sometimes Mr. Omotoso says that even the girls themselves would volunteer to massage his feet, and they would use Vaseline to do that. Other alarming things within the house was just how when they spoke about the testimony of Cheryl Zondi, how she was coerced to come to the house in Mhlanga, that she was actually approached by a local pastor within her church who said that he identified her as someone that needed mentoring by Omotoso after a video of her speaking about quote dark things that she did in the time of darkness that he didn't want to speak about. And this pastor, who was supposedly her leader at that time, felt that the only person who could save her from this darkness of what they call was darkness could be Omotoso. So it came across like she was earmarked in the church to go to the house in Durban, and when she arrived there, she spoke explicitly in her testimony that she had in court of how numerous times, both in the country and also when she traveled with Omotoso outside the country, Nigeria and Israel, she was raped numerous times. She also spoke of how the two co-accused were also part of this misdemeanor to try and ensure that the girls leave the church, sometimes giving them transport money to transport them from wherever they are, from Secunda, from Pretoria, from Cape Town, to go to where Omotoso was. And every single person they spoke of in terms of the cross-examination by the state, they spoke of how every single girl said that when you arrived at that house, the first thing that was just alarming, as they allege, is that the high number of girls, who all of them, all the witnesses testified how all the girls were dressed in miniskirts, and how that was first alarming when you arrive in a house that you're told you're going to come here and learn how to become one of the strongest vocalists under a man of God that you deem to be such a powerful man of God. And all the girls said that that was quite alarming to find young girls as young as 15 walking around in short skirts. And they asked the state prosecutor, the state advocate asked him, how young was the youngest child, and he said 15, and the parent had consented to that. He also did say that numerous times girls would come to his room, some individually, some privately. He was then asked, when they arrived in your room, was there a chair for them to sit? Because Mr. Omotoso was saying that when they came to his room, they came to his room for counseling. So then a question was asked, if they came for counseling, was there a chair for them to sit to be counseling? He said no, they would lean outside his bed, or would stand outside his bed, or sit next to his bed. There was never a chair, and they would find him lying in his bed, as they all said, before he allegedly committed sexual assault to them, because he said he would lie on his bed. So really alarming things, just the state coming against him, and just speaking about the testimonies of how every single girl talked about how coming into that room was coming into a room of hell and torture, because you'd come in and then he would make you lie down in a bed and then ask you to do various things. Was very uncomfortable to these young girls. And in the end, the state said that, do you think that every single girl that I've spoken about in this courtroom has actually lied in their depiction of what they say you allegedly did to them? And he said, all that is completely a lie, and I have never and will never sexually assault a young girl.
And Lerato, one then asks, now that he's concluded his testimony, are we looking at his co-accused also possibly taking the stand?
Yes, we have heard tomorrow that accused number 2, Lusanda Solani, who was really mentioned a lot when we were on state today as one of the people who at many a times would be used as Omotoso's right-hand lady to either transport girls to the house in Durban, or would be the one that sent around within the house to go and buy things for the girls inside the house. But someone who was spoken of a lot as someone who was serving in the church, someone who was also very close to Omotoso, and someone that had very good links to Omotoso and would pretty much to do what he would ask of her to do. And her name is Lusanda Solani, the second accused, and we are expecting, I have actually heard that she will take the date tomorrow, and she will be the second witness the state is going to be cross-examining now in this case.
All right, Lerato, and we'll continue to watch it through your eyes. Thank you so much for that comprehensive update there. That's my colleague, SABC News reporter, Lerato Fekisi.